What's up guys, Americana back here with another video. Everybody is posting the May of 2021 Bitcoin fractal to call the top, and it is complete nonsense. Here's why comparing May of 2021 to now is completely wrong, and why it might actually mean that a bottom is forming. So let's get into the video. Alright guys, I have very strong opinions about this one. I'm going to try to keep it relatively short. I might go on a few rants, so just bear with me. But one thing I noticed this last week, oh my gosh, I could not scroll Twitter for more than 5 seconds without seeing this freaking fractal show up. People comparing Bitcoin to May of 2021. Could not see, every single influencer talking about this is the top, this is that. We're in May of 2021, right? Same people calling for the top here and then calling for the bottom and flip-flopping back and forth, can never fucking pick a side. Oh my gosh, you only need to be two things in this market: bullish for like 3 years and bearish for like a year and a half. That's the only two things you need. Don't need to freaking flip-flop back and forth. Anyways, digressing already. But when everybody is posting the same goddamn fractal calling for the top, I promise you guys, that's not the actual top. Tops are not forecasted for the world to see. Tops do not go viral. Tops are not the common thing that is talked about that gets you the clicks, that gets you the views, that gets you the engagement. All of these influencers, every single one of them, their business model is built on getting views. You view, and then maybe you click their profile, and then maybe you sign up for their trade signals or this or that. Or maybe they just need views because they need pump and dumps to dump on their audience, or they need collabs from projects to post on their page to get paid. So they are motivated by views. I don't give a shit. I don't want views. I don't want a lot of views. I want smart people. That is what I'm looking for. I'm looking for the smart, a little bit more sophisticated crypto investor who actually cares about the dynamics that's happening in the market at the time. So I'm not trying to go viral. I don't need to go viral. I don't need to make money off views. I don't need my fucking YouTube to be monetized. I don't need to post meme coins on my Instagram to get paid. Okay, all of these things, right, that I don't need to do makes me a better investor and a better influencer, guru, whatever you want to talk about, whatever you want to call somebody who posts about crypto online, whatever you want to call it. It makes me a better version because I don't care what the masses think. If I'm bullish on altcoins and everybody else happens to be bullish on altcoins and I get a bunch of views, awesome. But I'm sure as shit gonna be bullish, at these macro lows, even if that's not the commonly held thing. But anyways, a lot of people posting this May 2021 top. Really simple, stupid shit like trend lines, right? Dumbass trend lines. Oh, we closed underneath. We did blah, blah, blah. It's just like the top. Be ready, right? But just like anything, guys, if you guys see me use a fractal, if you guys, I literally had a video last week breaking down how I think about the market. So if you need to refer back to that one, maybe check that one out. But everything you use has to have context. I don't get to, grab this Bitcoin, this fractal for a Bitcoin bottom and slap it up here and be like, oh, look, this is how we found a bottom at the bear market lows. So this is how we can find a bottom above all-time high, right? Obviously, the dynamics have completely changed, okay? Bitcoin dominance was at, finding a bottom in here, and then all through this leg was working on, topping out. So that's a completely different dynamic showing up. Where was the altcoin market at in reference to like expansion? Where was Ethereum at? Where are we at on timing? Things like that. All of these things, all of these confluences have to line up for you to use a fractal, right? I don't just get to throw fractals around because price lines up, right? Or I think it looks cool, or it fits a narrative, or whatever, right? It just simply does not work that way. So I want to go in and talk about why May of 2021 top. It's complete BS. Anybody posting that fractal is an idiot. You should probably unfollow them and never believe anything they say again because they likely just want views. Anyways, May of 2021 top in here. What dynamics did we have in the market, right? I think I can show this to you guys. I can. Okay, so we have Ethereum in the red. We have Total 2 in the bright purple, Bitcoin dominance in the darker, more royal purple. But what do we have, right? We had Total 2 in massive expansion by this point, well beyond breaking out, well beyond retesting, in its fifth final wave of its 5 waves that it was going to print, right? That's where Total 2 is at when Bitcoin was going through this type of fractal that we saw here, right? Where was Ethereum at? Obviously, if Total 2 is breaking out and had already backtested and was in its final 5 waves, Ethereum was likely close behind or lined up with that, and that was the case. And then at the same time, Bitcoin dominance absolutely cooked at macro low kind of support and had been declining for months on end at the time. So really stupid thing to do, to say, hey, I'm going to grab this fractal and throw it here, when nothing about this market is the same as May of 2021. Total 2 has not broken out. Ethereum has not broken out, even though, yes, these things are on the verge, and we've talked about that, right? It's looking good. It's looking like we're going to get expansion, but it hasn't happened yet. So we can't say it's the same as May of 2021. At the same time, Bitcoin dominance has rolled over and has started to turn over on a lot of its momentum indicators, things like stochastic RSI, MACD, things like that. But it hasn't been in a downtrend for months. It's not at some sort of macro low where a bottom could be forming. So again, massively different than May of 2021, in my opinion. All right, so that should disprove or at least show why I find it extremely important when you use fractals. To have context. You need context. If it's not a time in the market where we're seeing the same dynamics, I don't want to entertain it. I simply won't. It's just silly at that point. This is why a lot of people think fractals don't work, because they go and they grab some random ass fractal and try to apply it, and it gets decimated, and they're like, whoa, I grabbed this fractal from here that said it was going to pump, right? At the end of the day, you're just being biased. You just wanted it to pump. You found something that fit your narrative. It's not the way this works. If you guys have questions on how I view the market, how I go about building these ideas and things like that, check out, I wish I could tell you the video last week, but it was a video last week. Had to be one of the longer ones last week. So make sure you check it out. We're seeing I'm kind of alluding to those concepts again here with, you need to find where you're at within the cycle, and then you can nitpick and look at different things through a certain frame of mind. With context, you can grab fractals, you can do all the fun stuff, right? But it's just not good to just go in and randomly grab things, okay? Another interesting dynamic that I wanted to talk about here, I don't have examples of the last time this would happen. I wish I could give it to you. I wish I could give you some data, some vertical lines of like, hey, this is the last time I saw this happen and we ended up pumping or whatever. But I can't show that. This is simply experience. So take it with a grain of salt. Believe me, don't believe me, whatever you want to do. But anytime in the last 8 years when I've seen multiple people, the big accounts, start posting what I will call doom fractals or hopium fractals, right? These are fractals in here, right, where we're already in a bear market, and they're posting fractals saying we're going to 100K. And this is fractals here where we're about to enter the most explosive phase, and yet they're posting the top, right? And they're all posting the exact same chart for the exact same reason, and it's getting all of the clicks, okay? From my experience, that has typically marked some sort of bottom coming in. That is typically a sign that massive expansion is on the way, okay? I actually can give you guys, I wish I could give you multiple examples across different assets and different time frames, but there is a very glaring one on BNB that I do want to talk about, okay? So all down in here, oh my goodness, everybody and their mother had a fractal of BNB. Mind you, this is a long time. This is August of 2023 all the way to October of 2023. So like 2 months just at these lows. But everybody and their mother had a fractal of, putting BNB going down to like $40. Obviously, Even though everybody's talking about it, it's the consensus of the times. Everybody says this is the most obvious thing. This makes complete sense. Ended up being a macro bottom for Bitcoin, and we are now up 500% since then. Okay, so not exactly the same as this fractal, but same kind of concept. When it is the commonly held idea, when it is what it's getting all the engagements, when it's getting all the clicks, when it is, you know, something that a lot of those flip-flop style people are posting, okay, you can anticipate that, hey, this is not the top, this is not what's actually happening. And at the same time, you can go fact check it and be like, hey, we are not even getting anywhere near the same type of dynamics showing up. I can negate this fractal. Okay, so hopefully, you know, this is kind of a packed video. If you guys have questions, definitely let me know, and definitely recommend checking out my other video from last week to kind of show you how I think about the market. I think that would be helpful. And then hopefully this helps you guys, you know, with your own research, understanding when these dynamics show up, how to check things yourself, and just in general kind of ignoring the random spammy bullshit that, you know, gets clicks because Bitcoin dumped 5%. Whoop-de-doo. Don't care. Anyways, that's it for this video, guys. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Make sure you check out my other videos this week. I have some free PDFs and materials in my bio. I have a free Discord in there. And as always, I'm super available to you guys. So ask me any questions. If you guys have concepts you want me to cover, always down to make videos that you guys enjoy on concepts that you guys are struggling with or need clarification on. So if you have ideas, drop them in the comments. If you have questions, drop them in the comments. And I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace.